of ALG. Very surprising, and it's a tool that teams often rely on in these 5 versus 5s. It means they don't have an opportunity to win the 1 versus 1 in the side lane, or to even have that side lane happen because of a lack of teleport. However, on the side of JYC, you have double teleports. Both Ornn and the mid lane Galio are rocking it here, so a lot more global emphasis on their side.
Oh my gosh. And I love the player portraits that are up right now. So you get a good look at the face of who's, pentakilling you or whatever happens during the game. But shout out to production for being able to put those up. And yeah, as you said, we got 3 ignites on the side of ALG. Just so much kill potential, but not as much map presence without those teleports. And we're looking at 5 people in the bottom tri bush looking for an anti-invade from the side of JYC.
Yeah, seeing if there's some sort of planned strategy here. It looks like they had an idea of what ALG might be looking for, but no, instead it's going to be the 5 point out of ALG. JYC maybe trying to find some sort of aggression. I wonder if we'll see a late invade here. I would really like that. It can throw teams off in a big way, but instead people are just going to be mellow. Another point I want to talk here about just runes is that this Nocturne is running Conqueror. This is a little bit less typical out of the Nocturne. It makes sense, right? You want to stack up. You're auto-attacking a lot. You can get those Conqueror stacks for lifesteal and attack damage, but a lot of Nocturne players opt for either the Hail of Blades or the yellow attack speed one. I cannot remember the name of it, but typically Hail of Blades. No, it is... Caitlyn is running it right here, so that is called something, but basically, you want to go an attack speed based rune for Nocturne, because when you dive on someone and land the fear, you just want to go ham in that one window, right? You just got to pop off and do as much damage as possible. And both Hail of Blades and I think it's some sort of unleashed something will give you a ton of attack speed, allowing you to really nuke someone in that window.
For sure. And I was actually just in the process of Googling it to make sure that we actually got the name correct. And Seven already putting in a lot of work in the mid lane. Look at the trade coming out. Slurp is already at less than half HP, and that's exactly what we were talking about before the game. Now Sorry going in on this Ornn. Look at the damage coming out, the stuns and slows. Now Ornn is put down at a quarter HP. Castle going in, able to grab the hook into the trap. The placing there by Castle was amazing. Blob Paint put the trap right behind where the hook was going to go to ensure that he was stunned underneath. A great play from the bot lane of JYC to open things up.
We're seeing aggression all over the map here. Immediately, the trap play in the bottom lane. Top lane, Ornn had his flash blown by this Volibear. The ignite pressure clearly putting in work so early in the match. I've gotten word that it's lethal tempo. Excuse my brain fart on this one, but it doesn't matter because Nocturne has opted for Conquer either way. Now, both junglers have to be very cognizant of their lane states. You can see the Ornn is getting really pressured here. The Galio is really pressured. So I want to see Nocturne make some aggressive plays for these Scuttle Crabs because he has so much pressure coming in.
Oh, and now the flaying in the bot lane and a lot of auto attacks coming out. Castle with the hook, forcing a flash out from Nautilus. And we're just going to do a quick time check to make sure that these fights happen and they look good while they happen. Oh, but Volibear going on the Ornn. Now we're going to be allowed to do it. So right now I'm at 327, 328, 329, 330, and we'll hear from production if we need to change that at all, as bot lane from JYC is already potentially getting a turret plate here.
Yeah, and this is what you want to see out of the Caitlyn because of that huge range, but trap goes down.
Oh, no. Pardon me. It looks like we're just a couple seconds ahead here, so I'm going to go ahead and pause things. So 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2, lay. And right now I'm at 354, 355, 356. And in the top lane, Ornn having to dash out, gets ignited. No one getting taken really low there. Production can let me know how ahead or behind we are.
Yeah, and I'm liking this aggression out of the Volibear. I would have liked to see the Nocturne posturing topside there with the volley so low, but here's an engage on Nocturne.
Yeah, now Nocturne getting hooked there by Thresh, able to land the hook. I know the camera's on the mid lane, but Castle just going crazy there. Slurp getting run down by Viego, able to take him down. Seven grabbing the first blood. Now Lilia trying to re-engage on 3 people. Has to be careful here. Zendashori diving onto the Nocturne, taking a tower shot. Zendashori gonna go down to no one in the top lane.
Oh, and you hate to see that. He took Ignite for the lane and he's getting killed like that solo. Just not the play you're looking for. Maybe trying to get his stacks so he can get that crit chomp, but it just doesn't end up working out. Slurp there was hoping to roam over to help his Lilia, but the Viego was there to run interference, actually gets the first blood out of it. Overall trades happening across the map, one thanks to team play on the side of ALG and one thanks to a solo kill on the side of JYC. I think that has been the story so far. The superstars of JYC have been powering them through this tournament, but can they actually bring out the teamwork necessary to bring a defending champion down in the form of ALG?
I think that's a fantastic take. I think ALG just has a little bit more experience as a team together. You see them doing these collapses. I guess not taking the ignites is a sign of their ability to be able to do that, or not taking the teleports, pardon me, is a sign of being able to do that without summoner spells. They just know where each other are a lot better, and you could see it in that mid fight together. Seven just understanding that Slurp had walked up a little bit too far. His rest of his team was able to engage on the bot lane, forcing Slurp to walk up and then trading that out. And unfortunately, in the top lane, as you stated, Volibear cannot be going down to those solo kills under turret. He had Ornn about 3 or 4 times at 1 HP and just got a little bit too greedy, didn't want to wait for the kill, and ends up going down. And now he's down significantly in gold in the top lane.
Yeah, and it's maybe a bit of nerves, right? You know you have Ignite in this lane. You want to just be completely taking over. You got him by the skin of his teeth over and over again. You just want to finally close it out and get the kill. But it's okay to just starve this Ornn out of farm. If he doesn't get to the point where he can be that super tank, it's not a big deal. You've still done your job with this Ignite in the top lane. Getting a kill doesn't always have to be the prize. Just getting a massive advantage can come instead and have just as beneficial of an impact.
Yeah, I think the issue is in that top lane, Volibear was just pushing the lane in all the time. So Ornn didn't even have to sacrifice any CS because a wave was constantly getting pushed under his turret. He was able to soak that XP, maybe slightly less gold, but with the wave constantly getting pushed, I mean, Volibear, you see that kind of static Shiv-esque passive running its way through the minion wave. It's almost impossible not to push.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a weakness of this champion in the top lane. I wonder if we'll see Lilia, LoL Pro legit player, try to exploit this on the top side of the map. He knows now his Ornn has gotten a kill. They can maybe look for some more. He's got a bit of a gold advantage already. He can put out some serious damage. Do not underestimate Ornn. He may be a tank, but he does.
Oh, wow. Look at that knock-up animation in the mid lane. He was able to get right behind him and then knock him up into turret. Galio showing some prowess there. Now an Ornn ultimate coming out, able to get onto the Volibear, but Volibear jumping right over that Ornn ultimate. Ignite coming out. Now the auto attack into the grasp. Ornn, how is he still alive here? Jen Desori just walking around. No one may have gotten enough health back to survive. Now going into the knockup. Jen Desori with the second turn of the game into Volibear top. Just showing his stuff up there.
No one putting on a clinic, but here's a fight in the jungle.
Now Nocturne ulting into the mid lane. A nice flash over the wall from Lilia.
Yeah, just has to get out immediately there. It
sucks.
sucks.
The hook by Castle. Buddy boy, are you kidding me? As he goes in, ZYH Chang so low there and getting flayed under turret. There is action happening all over the map. Sorry to not explain it after it happens, but we just have to keep going here. You can give a bit of a recap of what just happened all over the place.
Oh, it's nonstop action. Well, that's what we want to see out of these two teams, making opportunities, not letting them fall into your lap, going out and looking for them, creating them. And that's what we're seeing. The Nocturne looking for an ultimate, immediately flashed away as a hook comes in.
Oh, now with the hook on to Eco going. Finally, the last shot going to come through. And will Nautilus be able to get out of this? I'm not sure. ZYH Chang just trying to run away. Castle still has the hookup, not able to dodge a Castle, able to secure the double kill for Blood Paints in the bot lane.
And both kills go over to the Caitlyn. If you thought this was an oppressive pick right now, just you wait until she gets an extra 600 gold under her belt, and those auto attacks are hitting harder and harder. I don't care how many cloth armors you have, Swain. That is not a recipe for victory. This is insane. Castle popping off on this Thresh. ZYH Chang, even on his hook champions, is no match for the constant threat coming out of these hooks comboed into the trap.
Yeah, so now we've got a bit of a top lane diff, a bit of a bot lane diff. The only thing that's keeping him in this game so far is 7 in the mid lane, 1-0, 11 CS lead. And that's why the gold difference overall is still less than 1,000, even though it's 4 kills to 1 right now.
Yeah, and really, I think there still is a lot of opportunities for ALG. Yes, you're down a little bit of gold, but your champions are not weak at this point in the game, right? Nocturne, very strong in the early now that he has that level 6 available to him. The mid laner here, Viego, is very strong and can get those resets in a team fight. Volibear has a lot of base stats from his ultimate and thus can be a huge threat in a team fight. It's not like they're out of the picture here on the side of ALG, but they have to be aware of this extra gold onto the carries in the side of JYC. This Caitlyn has 2 kills. If she gets 1 or 2 more, she is going to blow this game wide open.
Yeah, and so now ALG able to secure a Drake there. Great thing to do once you just go down by a few kills. You know, get an objective to keep your team in the game. Is there anything else they have to do? Anything else they have to focus on to make sure they stay in this game? Whether it's shutting that Caitlyn down, whether it's targeting a certain lane with Nocturne's ultimate. What do you think that they have to do to not fall too much more behind?
What I'd love to see here is finding out where Lilia is going to be popping this.
Oh, now an Ornn ultimate coming in. Jendasori a little bit mispositioned, but able to get the stun before he's able to reignite the Ornn ultimate. Now getting ignited down is Jendasori going up with the damage. Volibear getting a kill back for his favor now. 1-2-0 in the top lane. Good play by Jendasori.
Yeah, using that ultimate and stun to great effect, dodging out on the crowd control of Ornn, and Ornn just getting too cocky there. He has those plated steel caps and the bramble vest, so he thought the 1 versus 1 is no problem, but he forgot a critical piece of information. This Volibear has Ignite. There is no teleport on him, and it gives him so much more combat power. You cannot take the 1 versus 1 when the Ignite is up. In a tank versus tank matchup, it provides so much extra damage that you can just not match in any way without it.
There is some funky stuff going on in the bot lane there. I don't know if you saw that. Lilia with the bot lane of JYC just took a lap around the bot lane jungle of ALG, placed a few wards. I thought they were going to go for a dive or something, but they have a ton of vision down there now, potentially setting up for a dive later in the game.
Yeah, and what this vision is really trying to do is identify where Nocturne is. That ultimate can catch you so off guard. The paranoia, the screen goes black, and Nocturne comes flying out of nowhere. You had no vision on him before, and you definitely have no vision when that ultimate is active. So trying to keep tabs on where the Nocturne is on the map. Is he top or bottom side? So that their laners can play accordingly. Now, LoL Pro Legit player hovering around mid, but 7, he's not giving him any sort of opportunity.
No, 7 continuing to apply the pressure, but LoL Pro Legit player, that E's going to hit. Now he's going to get ultimated up, and now look, he's taunted, but on Nocturne with the re-engage and a nice spell shield there to get rid of a lot of damage. Nocturne able to take down the Lilia, now re-engaging on the Galio. Red Smite coming through, and is that a Viego or is that a Lilia? That is a Viego ultimate as they're able to pick up the kill on the Lilia. I thought when she hit that E and then was able to combo it into the ult, Viego would have been down for sure, but Nocturne coming in huge, pentakill enemy, able to re-engage in that mid lane.
And look at this all-in going in on top here. Noah forced to flash out from the Volibear, getting caught on the wall. His dash got stuck, and as a result, he was just free-fired on by the Volibear. Ton of damage there. Hopefully, this doesn't lead to another early game situation where Zen overextends on the turret of the Ornn, but looking like instead he's just going to take a recall here and go get even stronger in this matchup. For that 2 versus 2 in the middle, ALG was aware that the Lilia was in the middle lane, so I think 7 throwing down a bit of a bait there. He was pinging out the Lilia was there. Nocturne immediately responds, coming down the middle lane, and they take the 2 versus 2, where this Viego was able to free fire, just put out so much damage, and they win it handily. Now, the Rift Herald drop middle here, this is just going to get a couple of plates, just a little bit of extra gold. Pretty standard play when you have that Rift Herald. You can't always get the tower, but you're happy if you get a free 300 gold off some plates.
And now with that 300 gold, it looks like the gold is pretty much all even out after going down 3 kills early. ALG has brought it back to a completely even game with even a dragon to their name. And now with the next dragon coming up in 45 seconds, that's going to be the Air Drake. Look at the vision that ALG has around this dragon pit. They have 3 control wards all in great spots in that river, as well as 2 more regular wards deep into the jungle of the side of JYC. Slurp doing his best to clear out a little bit of vision as ALG definitely prepping for this drag.
Yeah, they know that this is a win condition for them. They want to stack it up. They've got 1 already, hoping to find a second. But a bit of a caveat here is that this Volibear top does not have teleport, while Ornn does. So there could be a numbers advantage for the side of JYC. They could really catch ALG off guard, thanks to the Ornn teleport, thanks to the Galio ultimate that is unable to be responded by this Volibear.
Oh, and look at the trades coming in again, and Ornn ultimate coming through as Volibear is just trying to disengage, but now linked into the knockup, and look at the damage coming in from no one. Can Gendasori turn this? Able to get the stun and a few shots out. The Ignite coming through that. Nocturne ultimate is not even going to the top lane. It's going to mid, and 2 kills coming through from the side of ALG.
Oh, and this is the best possible time for them to get 2 kills.
The Dragon hook from Castle going in onto the Nocturne. Not going to result in much. Pardon me there. I always get excited when Castle hits something like that.
Hey, it's hard not to when he's landing those max range hooks, right? Unfortunately, without 2 players on his team, them being dead, he's unable to follow up in any sort of meaningful way. It doesn't matter how sick your hook is when you don't have the numbers on your side. ALG just finding these kills at the perfect moment, finding these kills so that they can chain them into objectives like the Dragon, and now pulling ahead in this match for the first time.
Yeah, it's so hard to be able to tell when to take a fight as Volibear or Ornn. You see the HP switch happen like 2 or 3 times during that fight, and so much CC coming out. I guess ALG on the side of Ornn, Gendasori, or no one, pardon me, just has a little bit more, brain power of when to take these fights in the top lane, taking the last 2 very successfully.
Yeah, and really, I just want to comment on something here. This Volibear, he's getting a bunch of kills, but I hate the purchases he's doing with it. Cooldown boots on Volibear? Are you kidding me, man? Stop trying to ignite your opponent down. Get some tank.
Oh, the flash hook in from Cheng into the mid lane. 7-7 going all in on this Galio. He can't get out of here. Slurp has been slurped by the mid lane, and Cheng just going in, but he's still on 1 HP, finally getting chased down. Able to land the Q there. 7 is going to turn into a bit of a night as he re-engages here. What a flash hook! Oh my goodness, Cheng.
And that is why we've been hyping this guy up. Chang is a beast on the hook, champions, and he's showing us why. Just out of nowhere, the flash hook from Nautilus into the never-ending crowd control. Galio, despite being tanky, just has no hope in escaping.
Oh, not at all. Now flashing out is a threat, but he's not going to be able to get out at all as Pentacle Enemy re-engages, picking up the kill. Now 7 has turned into 3 different champions in the last 30 seconds. Cannot make his mind up of who he wants to choose.
Yeah, just exploiting those resets to the fullest of his ability. I mean, look at him. He has been fighting nonstop, and he is full health without a concern in the world. They're going to spawn up the Rift Herald here, get the mid lane tower. ALG storming down, hoping to get a second mid turret as well, because this Volibear is just putting out continuous pressure. Ornn cannot roam at any point because he'll lose his tower. The Rift Herald goes in, gets the charge, but not quite the tower, actually. It's left on a sliver of health, but I'm sure...
Oh, and now looking for the dive is Gendasori. He knows he has the level advantage as well as the Ignite going forward for no one, but the ultimate not going to be able to come through. Gendasori, a great play there to get a solo kill on the top lane. Now Castle has to be careful here. He's getting support from Lily and Caitlyn, but he might be too late as Castle just trying to put as much CCC on as possible. The Ignite coming through. Gendasori going to go down. Oh, but the kill coming in from Thresh. He would have loved for that to go on to a different champion. I don't think worth at all.
No, not one bit. That's a huge shutdown, and it's going on to Thresh, the last place that you would want this gold. If you can get this Galio back in the game, it could be so valuable for you. Look at how much armor he's had to buy instead of going into ability power. This Galio is full tank right now. He is putting out no damage on the map. So if he could have gotten that massive shutdown, he could maybe get that first mythic item significantly faster and thus be an actual threat for the side of ALG. Right now, he is just a crowd control bot.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's what a lot of these supports kind of turn into. But, you know, you'd like him to have a little bit more utility. And now the master of the hooks meeting together in the bot lane, just choosing not to engage at all, as all 5 players towards the bottom side of the map, just maybe looking for a hook there and engaged by Cheng, able to get himself on the Castle. Castle disengaging with the E, but he's going to be CC'd a little bit too much. 7 able to go in. Viego grabbing the kill. Now Lilia coming in, flashing over the wall, but a nice time Nocturne. Ultimate is going to be able to take him down. Caitlyn under turn, and now Slurp getting caught out by 3 players here. He's going to try to disengage. Pentacle Enemy doing a lot of damage to him. Now Caitlyn, last player left under the turn. A nice flash in taunt by the Galio, or should I say Viego, as all 4 members who were near them get taken down by the side of ALG. A huge quadra kill for the team.
ALG is playing clinically right now. They are seriously popping off. It looks like they are so experienced on this team composition. For their reward, the full team fight win, they're able to take this bottom tier 1 turret without any sort of contestation, looking to get the second maybe, but I think that's a bit of overextension. probably looking instead to reset here and prepare for the Dragon coming up very soon, as this Viego is forced to run away. What a play out of ALG, though. They clearly understand their win condition and how to play these skirmishes around the map because they are just executing to perfection.
Amazingly well done. And of course, Chang again hitting one of those hooks to start the fight. You're seeing it every single time, and we're loving to continue to see it. I think also a great utilization of Viego's passive ultimate to be able to take over Galio and dive the Caitlyn. No other champion on the team would have been able to do it, but Galio, who's on the other team, was able to, and now Viego picking up his soul, completed that Caitlyn kill for sure.
Yeah, and the Nocturne just enables this Viego in such a big way as we maybe see a fight here in the mid lane.
Oh, again, now a Nocturne ultimate coming through right onto that Caitlyn into the back line. Look at the damage that's coming through onto her, getting fleed. That's going to take him down as well. Viego taking away the thresh as well. Galio caught between a ton of people. That's going to be the 3 players down for the side of JYC. Now ALG rotating up towards Baron. An absolute different game here today than we've seen in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and JYC just not respecting the engage potential out of this ALG squad. The Nocturne coming in from Fog of War, they are not ready for that. They're not ready for the hook follow-up out of the Nautilus, the Volley Bear ultimate that can come in over the top. They're just not respecting the engage tools out of ALG here. Maybe not having experience playing against such a decisive team like our former champions.
Lilia might get caught out here. No, not quite.
Yeah, able to just kite it out there. The not wanting to overextend and lose the Baron you fought so hard for on the side of ALG. But this is now, they are in such a power position. I would expect nothing less than 2 towers and a dragon at the side of ALG with the kind of lead that they have.
Yeah, I mean, even if they want to take it that far, ALG definitely one of the slower teams that we've seen so far. Actually getting one of the quickest Barons we've seen, which I know is a bit not what I just said, but they tend to take their time with the rest of the game. You know, they get these huge leads, they secure these early Barons, but then they take a very calculated approach to the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game takes up to 30 minutes, although at this point, with the gold lead, with the kill distribution, one might say it's getting to the point where you could say GG, now pushing into the mid-tier 2 turret.
Yeah, and the main thing is ALG is being so decisive with their engages, right? If they land another one of these combos and get a 4-for-1 or a 5-for-0 ace, it's going to just be over right then and there. And they're showing that they can do that, right? Team fight after team fight. They're just completely squashing JYC with these picks. And so as a result, maybe the towers will hinder them or make them second guess it and not go for that sort of all in. But with the Baron buff, I think that it's going to be really hard to defend these towers. Viego splitting bottom here. This inner turret is going to go for free.
Yeah, potentially just waiting for these summoner spells to come back up. They're all in about a quarter cooldown. They know if they both teams have everything up, they're going to be able to get it. Chang, though, so close with that hook. Almost able to get him as, again, just going for a few turrets here. An Ornn ultimate coming out here. Bit of a questionable play as he's maybe looking to engage onto the Swain now. A TP coming in from Galio and the Nocturne ultimate coming through. He's taking a long time to get there. Now Galio's able to take down the Nautilus. Swain going in on the Lilia, but the members of JYC, pardon me, are getting very low going in. Castle able to hook a member under turret. Viego with the double kill. Blob Paints able to make it out as the eat from Swain, and now flash forward. 7 with the triple kill, and that might be game here from ALG.
Oh, and it's just textbook. It's a 5-for-1 where only your support dies under the turret. That is a statement game out of ALG. They are here to play, showing us dominance throughout the match. Yes, JYC gets that early advantage. Yes, their individual players pop off in the lane, but it is no match for the combined force out of ALG as they take game 1, no problem.
And hey, I don't want to say I'm a bit of an oracle, but I don't know if I've gotten a pick wrong yet in this